Hello, Har Har Gange. I am from Team Yancure, and today we have Mr. Shannon with us, and he has come from Australia to Rishikesh. So now we'll hear from him. So how did you find this place?
It's a very peaceful place. I found this through Google. I was looking for a detox retreat, and I started looking on Google, and I saw Yankyo on Google Maps, and then I went through the reviews on Google Maps, and I went through the website and read about the treatments, and that's how I found the Yankyo retreat.
All right. So you must have had many other options also. So how did you choose Yancure over other options available?
Yeah, so there was quite a few options when I was searching for a detox retreat, and I think for me what stood out was the reviews and the way that the Yanko team replied to the reviews. So it was very personable reviews, reply to the reviews, and the website was really insightful as well. So all the details about the different treatments, and when I messaged them on WhatsApp, they were very responsive with for my questions. They sent me different documents around the different types of retreats, sample schedule, how it's going to look like. So what stood out was the communication and the reviews from Nanku.
All right. So it was the communication that made you choose Yancure over others.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
Right. So for how many days did you take the retreat?
Yes, I've been here for 14 days. So it was a 14 days detox retreat.
Okay. So why did you choose 14 days?
So based on what I've learned, the detox retreat works in two ways. So the first 7 days is mainly to prepare your body, and then the second phase, which is the next 7 days, is the detox phase, the repairing phase. So that was the reason why I chose 14 days compared to the other shorter periods. And I thought, why not do the 14 days anyway? And if it's for health.
So you had this knowledge prior, like someone told you, or do you have some knowledge about Ayurveda text beforehand, or someone told you about this?
Not really. So my mother reads a lot about Ayurveda, but not too much about the retreats, about the how many days and which one's is the best one or which ones you should do. It was mainly for me because I had some time, and I decided to choose the 14 days, and I didn't really know what to really expect from the 14 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was your experience of these 14 days?
Yeah, my experience was really good. It was a wonderful experience because every day was different. And from day one, I think the team was very receptive. They were really warm, made me comfortable when I came in. And then after the pulse diagnosis, the doctor told me what treatments needed to be done. And from there, it was a lot of treatments, different treatments during those 14 days, and it was really nice.
Okay, so how did you spend your whole day? Can you tell us about your day? Because the time you wake up and the time you sleep, there's a lot of time in between, and of course you're not doing any work. So how did you take part in the treatment? How was it? How did you spend your whole day?
Yeah, I think it's a really good question. So my day starts around 7:30, 7:45. That's when I usually wake up. And then the first thing is you get an Ayurvedic tea, which is really nice. I think everyone loved the Ayurvedic tea. If I'm late, sometimes either Mandeep Bhai or Risharaj will come over and then give me the tea in the room because it's really cool at the moment. And then after the Ayurvedic tea, we have the yoga class. So the yoga class starts around 8 for about an hour and 15 minutes. After that, you have your first treatment, depending on your health issues or what your treatment plan is. And then you have breakfast. So breakfast is usually from 10 a.m. and you have like different types of breakfast every day. So there's normally juice, and today we had poha. Sometimes it's khichdi, so it's a variety of food. And then from there you get about an hour of rest. And then your next treatment, or my next treatment, is around 10, 11, and it goes for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that brings us to around 1:30, which is the end of the first morning treatment. And then you have some time to rest and have lunch. So again, lunch is really nice. You get different dishes every day. And then after lunch, around 3 to 4, you have your afternoon treatment. And again, it varies from the morning treatment, and it varies from the previous day as well. So normally what I've had is some massage, which is done in the afternoon to relax your body. And then after the treatment, which ends around 5:36, we have a meditation class, 6:30. So you get a bit of rest in between, you get time to shower. And then 6:30 to 7:30 is the meditation class, which is really nice. And then after that, we have dinner. And most of the time, once we have had dinner, there's a lot of talk happening between the group. So with the therapist, with the doctor, with everyone sitting around and having a nice chat about the treatments, the benefits of the treatments, and also what's going to happen the next day. So it's a very nice moment, dinner time, because you get to chit chat a lot with everyone and get to know what has happened during the day. Because as you would have seen, it's quite a hectic day. There's a lot of stuff happening over time, and you get some rest time, which normally, from what I've seen in the last 14 days, everyone goes into a room or does something quietly, some reading. You would see someone reading, but yeah, it's a long day, and I would usually go to sleep by 9:30. So that's when everyone kind of leaves, and then everyone goes into a room, and I'm usually asleep by 10 p.m. That kind of like wraps up a full day at Vancouver.
So you're completely involved throughout the day in one or the other treatment.
Yes.
So it's like your mind, body, and soul, everything has a part in it.
Yeah.
Yoga, meditation, and the treatments that are for your physical ailments.
Yeah, definitely. So it's and one of the things that I've also liked is that it's not everything is it's end to end, you know. So when you're doing yoga with Parul, she also gives her feedback to the doctor or the therapist that this is what I've seen when we're doing yoga. And then when you go for therapy, if you're doing a massage and then the therapist sees something, he informs the doctor. So that kind of like closes the loop around your complete health and not just one part of your health. So they have a holistic view because they work together to improve your health, and I think they do an amazing job with that. Every part of your body, mental, physical, and yeah, that's how it's been.
So 14 days is a very long journey as I see it. So what are the changes that you have seen in your body or in your lifestyle during these 14 days?
Yeah, initially when I came here, I thought 14 days is going to be a long time, but you don't realize when you're having a really good time how fast time goes. And for me, I started seeing the change maybe from day 4 when I started feeling a bit lighter. For me, it was mainly for my stomach. So once we started doing the treatments, I started feeling lighter. And from what the doctor told me from day 1, from the diagnosis was that he could see a lot of things from my stomach affecting my overall health, and over time I've seen the changes. For example, for me, for a long time it has been really hard for me to wake up, and today I woke up before my alarm, and then I didn't want to snooze the alarm either, so I just closed the alarm because I woke up already, and I started doing something, so I'm more active, so I feel lighter. I have more energy in the morning as compared to before coming here. I would be very lazy in the morning. So those have been the two main changes that I felt physically. So I've got more energy, I feel lighter, my stomach feels really good. And mentally as well, the yoga and meditation has been really helpful to keep me calm, and the teaching from Parul has been really insightful because it gives you a different perspective, because we tend to look at life the way we have been living, but when you have these type of yoga classes, meditation classes, you get different perspectives, and you get different how people have come to where they are, and it opens up your mind, and I feel amazing from that.
Okay, that's very nice. Okay. So I feel food is a very important part of our life. So how did you like the food over here? And because I believe in Australia your food habits must have been very different from what is provided here. So how did you adapt to it, and did you like it, or did you have any problems with it? Please share that experience with us.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, because you're having 3 meals a day, and after each treatment, your body is, I wouldn't say tired, but things are happening within your body, right? And food is something that gives you energy, and it needs to be something that you're enjoying as well. On my first few days, I wasn't eating too much, but over time, during the treatment, my appetite has grown, or has become back to normal. The food has been really good. I think it's all Sattvic food. They make different dishes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and sometimes you just want to eat as much as you can, but you're full already. So I've had amazing food over here. I don't think I've had any dish that I haven't enjoyed or liked. It's been mainly based on my appetite. So the food is based on the doctor's recommendation. So he would give the instructions the day prior, and then they would make the food based on his recommendations or advice for everyone within the group, and it's been really good. I loved the juice. Some of them are much more tastier, so I love the apple juice. I don't have any complaints about the meals or the food, really. Yeah, it's been really nice.
So basically you get a personalized diet chart that you follow for the 14 days.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So it's very so I think that the doctor and the team here create a bespoke diet based on the group that's here, and then they allow it's based on off your treatment as well. So he knows what treatment's going to happen the next day, so he's going to get them to do something that's not going to affect the treatment, but it's going to be beneficial for the treatment. So it's very well planned from the doctor's side in terms of meals, what you should be eating, and how that's going to affect your body for the next day's treatment. And he also does some tests with yourself to make sure that his treatment is working, depending on how for me, how my stomach is feeling. So you'd get some certain type of food, and you see the reaction, how it's what's the reaction with your body. So it's very well planned over those 14 days, and
So each and every team member is completely invested on you.
Yes, definitely. As I mentioned, the whole health is looked after. You know, Parul, who does yoga and meditation, she is invested into your physical health in the morning, and then your mental health in the afternoon. Doctor gets their advice on how the yoga session has gone, or the treatments have been, and then makes adjustments. So what I really liked is whenever I'm having a chat with Dr. Praveen or anyone within the team, they don't have a 14-day plan. They don't even have a 2-day plan. So it's the plan is the treatments. Everything is created based on what has happened during the day. So for me, when I've been speaking to him, it's always been, we'll look at what the treatment that's going to happen, that's going to happen today, and then we're going to see what we need to do next. So after each treatment, he talks to the therapist and sees what they have seen, you know, and then he would then make adjustments or select what treatment needs to happen on the next day. So it all happens with a team being invested. It's not silo teams or silo person saying, "Oh, I think I'm going to give this person this treatment," when they don't know what has happened within in yoga or what has happened within the therapy. Because I think for me, the other thing was my body was really stiff, so that kind of plays a role from yoga to what treatment needs to happen in terms of massages, and then what the doctor needs to do in the next treatments. So all of these are connected together, and then yeah, they are an amazing team. They make sure that you leave this place really healthy. Rishi Rajbhai, when I was here, he was like, I will make sure that when you leave here, you're going to be in the best shape possible. And for me, I feel great. I feel amazing. And they take it as a responsibility to make sure that they give you the best treatment. And when you leave this place, you'll remember. I think that's the key thing for me, is that after the treatment ends, you'd remember from where you were to where you're at the end of the treatment, and it's all because they have an amazing team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to stay in Rishikesh? And how did you like the ambience of Yankur?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great question. So, given that it's the first time I've been to India, and Rishikesh, we in the last 14 days I've gone out, I think 2 times. Once to see the Triveni Ghat Aarti, and once just to see around. But the atmosphere here it's a really warm feeling, to be honest, because everyone's welcoming. You wake up in the morning, everyone's there with a smile. You don't know what has happened in there, what is happening with their life, but everyone's there with a great smile in the morning, with the tea, which is the first thing. So, and everyone is always available for a chat. You know, even when you're having a meal, you are having a chat with someone about Ayurveda or yoga, or even their life, how they are, and I feel like you become part of their family, because they have a very they have a Yankee family, and then you become part of it, and everyone kind of opens up about their life, what they do, how they've reached where they are, the courses that they've done, different treatments that they've done over time. It's a really nice experience to be here. I don't think I've ever felt bored at the retreat in the last 14 days, because there's always something to talk about. Either you're talking to other people, or you're talking with a doctor or Paro or the therapist. There's always something to talk about, whether it's different jokes or someone's talking about their treatments, how it went, what they liked. It's it's a really nice place to be. I think mentally as well, because everything you're going through a lot of things during the day, and within those breaks, if I'm not resting, you're basically just having a nice chat. There's also a bonfire that you can sit around and have a chat, and everyone's so friendly and so peaceful as well over here. Yeah.
What's your take on the accommodation facilities provided by Yankyo?
Yeah, I think they try their best to make you as comfortable as possible. So for me, when I came in, if I've had any issue, they would try their best to accommodate, so make some changes. And they, because it's really cold at the moment, so they gave me a kettle so that I can use the kettle within my room, get warm water for everything that I need. Whenever you need a bottle of water, it's always made available. If you need your room to be clean, you just have to let them know, and they would make sure that you're comfortable, because I think they do look at it from that full view, you know, not just treatment but also the accommodation, because they know that you need to be comfortable, because a lot of people travel from different places and different lifestyle come over here, and they try their best to make sure that they provide a very comfortable accommodation. So if you need anything, I know because it's super cold, sometimes if you need another blanket, they would give you an extra one to make you feel warmer. If you need another heater, they would make sure that you get one as well. They are super friendly in terms of making sure that you feel comfortable. And the accommodation, I think, so far for me has been really good. I haven't had any issues, and I don't know how these 14 days went by so quickly. I think one of the things that I think about now is that when I was reading the review, someone had written that they were doing a 7 days, and then they regretted not being able to do a 14 days. So they said that if you're doing a 7, do 14, because the experience is so good that you'd want to continue to do a 14-day retreat. And I think for me, that's something that was there in my mind. So that's why I was, if I had done 7 days, it would have been very short and I would have wanted to stay. So I think having decided to 14 days has been a really good decision for me. And yeah, time just flew.
So you recommend everyone else to take a 14-day treatment?
Well, it depends on a person's schedule, right? So I think for me, maybe 7, depending on the retreat type as well, right? And I think Dr. Praveen would be the best person to say how many days is going to be better. But I think for me, the more time you give here, you'll find better results. I think if I look back, where I was 7 days ago to now, it's a massive difference. And I think that's the benefits that you receive from a 14-day treatment as well. I guess if I would have time, I would have gone for the 21 days. You never know, because there's so much more to change. There has been a lot of changes, and it kind of like makes you think, what else can be changed? You know, what other benefit you can get from the different treatments. So yeah, I think if you have time, you just have to do whichever suits you, and depending on your health. And yeah, it's been really good.
Okay. In a day or two, you'll be going back. You'll go back to your old lifestyle. So what changes are you going to implement? What is the take-home message that you learned from Yankyo and you're definitely going to imply in your life?
You know, that's a really good question. I think for me, is the yoga part is the starting one. I know that when I came here, my body was really stiff, and I know how much Parul had to kind of like put force and get me to stretch. So I think keeping that for myself physically is going to be something that I'm going to put into practice. Is making sure that I'm doing yoga on a daily basis and not lose what I've done for the last 14 days here when I go back. And the second important thing is the meals. So the meals that I've had here, even though I'm not used to those type of meals, have been amazing. So I think for me is to make sure that I'm having these proper meals and paying attention a lot more to my digestive system, because that's what we've worked on. And if I go back to the same way 2 months ago, whatever I've done in the last 14 days would go to waste. So I think for me is the exercise, the yoga practice, the meals, making sure I'm eating properly and based on the recommendations of Dr. Praveen, and then the mindfulness as well. So meditation has been really nice. You don't realize how much an hour of meditation goes by so quickly, because normally if you try to do it by yourself, you've kind of like, for me, I've tried at different times, and you kind of like reach 15-20 minutes and you're kind of like, I can't do this anymore. But Parul was able to get you to with chanting meditation, which she does, to get you there for an hour, sometimes an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm going to try to keep those practices and just be a bit more aware of what I eat, because I think all the stuff that I was issues that I was facing was basically from what I have been eating over time. So definitely I'm going to pay a lot more attention to the meals that I'm going to have, and try to add some Ayurvedic practices as well, if that makes sense.
Okay. Do you see yourself coming back to Yankure in future?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been such an amazing experience. I would definitely make this a yearly thing for me. Whenever I'm traveling, I think after I do my travel, I'm going to spend at least 7 days, because I've done the 14 days, and then see what needs to happen. But definitely, I will definitely be back, because the whole experience has been so amazing, and the results, I see them every day. When you wake up, you kind of like, this is a new feeling. Every day has been like that for me. I've seen changes for me when I wake up, and then I'm brushing my teeth, and you kind of like, yeah, this is different. Where you're looking yourself in the mirror and kind of like, oh, this is different. And I was talking to someone earlier who was asking me about the retreat, and I told them, you don't realize how normal should feel, you know, like 3 weeks before was my normal, because my stomach was bad, and I thought this was how life is, you know, how your health should be. But now you feel how it should be. So you feel that, I feel that massive difference. And for me, for anything, I think I'll definitely make sure to come back whenever I have time, and make sure to take care of my health, because my mom has always been telling me, what's the point of working hard and then you have to go to the hospital when you have health issues. You need to take care of your health along the way. So I think that's something that I'll be putting into practice as well, to make sure that I take care of my health along the way, because you don't want to reach a stage where you kind of like fall really sick, and then you have to spend a lot of time for treatments and money for those treatments. I think doing it consistently once a year, or even less, it's gonna help you be healthier. I think so. I think to your question, I'm definitely gonna come back. I'm also thinking about when I should come back, because there's so many other treatments that I haven't been able to do, because a lot of the treatments depends on the weather, and as you can see here, it's foggy, it's cold. We couldn't do the mud therapies, and there's a few treatments that we couldn't do. That's the other thing, that they just don't give you treatments because they're treatments. They select the most appropriate treatments based on what you need and based on the conditions as well. So maybe some other places would have given you a mud therapy because you're kind of like, oh, I want a mud therapy. But Dr. Praveen explained why he wouldn't give a mud therapy during winter and why it should be given during when it's warmer, and how it's done, and the different therapies. So I think for me, maybe I would come back, or not maybe, but I would try to come back when it's a bit warmer, because it's been really cold. But it's been really good as well, because I've been able to get a really good night's sleep. But definitely, I'm going to come back in a different season. Yeah, for sure.
So we had a very good chat with Mr. Shannon. So I would like to ask you the last question for the viewers. Someone who is still in dilemma whether I should come to Yancure or whether I should explore other options. So what is that one thing that you would like to put attention to of the viewers, that this is why Yancure is above anything else? This is why you should trust the doctor, trust the team over here. What is that message that you would like to give to the viewers?
I think for me, it's the trust that you need to have into the process. I think trust the process. I think if you are researching already about an Ayurveda treatment or retreat, just do it, because you're already in that first step that you want to do something different. If you're not searching yet, it means you're not ready. I mean, you're not aware. But if you've started your research already about where do you want to go, and then maybe you're kind of like just looking at the reviews and looking at a different website, contacting. I think for me, once you've come across Yancure, I think it's the communication that for me has been the key message, because even though when I've already been here, I've seen them talk to other patients as well. So the way they approach the retreat is different. Like it's not like a business being run. It's more of a let's help people being healthier. And for me, when I got here, it was more around trusting the process. So I just kind of like, when I was talking to, there was a couple here when I first came in, and we were talking about surrendering yourself to the process, because there's so much stuff that we don't know, and they know. Dr. Praveen and Paru and Rishi Rajbhai and Mandeep Pai, they would know what's best for you, and it's just about trusting them. And for me, for the last 14 days, I've just been trusting them with the treatments, trusting their advice, their judgment, and especially the doctors. And I think for me, if what stood out again is to make you. What made me come here was the interaction between them, between me and the Yancure team, because they take time to understand what you're looking for. If you need, they would do a video call to understand, to give you more information. They send you all these PDFs, they send you the links to their websites, they give you all the information possible, they make it easier for you choose to make the decision. Other places that I've interacted with, they wouldn't really answer your questions. They were like, here's the program, this is what happens, this is what it is, and that's it. Whereas Yan Cure team have been really interactive in terms of if you have any questions. They also told me how to prepare for the trip, what do I need to bring, and how it's going to work. So they give you a lot of information to help you be prepared before you come here. But again, when you come here, it's completely different in a really good way, because you kind of like I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, the post-diagnosis, I didn't know what it was all about. But when you experience it, and when they tell you about all the stuff that you have been feeling without you telling them, it kind of like opens up your mind, and you just kind of like trust them with the process. And for me, that's been an amazing part. So I think going back to your question is, what stood out was the way they communicate, the communication, even before coming here and while I'm here. And I'm sure if I've got questions when I go back, they would continue that communication. And any questions that I might have, Carol was telling me earlier, if there's anything that you want to ask when you go back, just message us and then we can answer your questions. So I think communication has been the key for me at Yan Cure before coming, helping me to choose Yan Cure, and also why choose Yan Cure. That's I think that's been the key part.
Did you find any difficulties finding the Yan Cure Center, or did you get any drop-in, drop-off facilities by the center?
They do give you drop-in, drop-off options. So I came from Delhi to Rishikesh. The taxi that I took, the map location was there, but I think he got confused. But the information that they have to get here is, I think, on point. You just need to follow Google Maps, I think, if that's what they use over here. But no issues. Even though I was a bit late, I was supposed to reach here midday, but because of my flights got delayed, I reached here in the afternoon. They were checking in on me, what time I was going to reach here. They were waiting for me. When I got here, they made sure that I had dinner before going to sleep. So there's all these little things, you know, that kind of like shows you that they care for people, as compared to just come in, you're late, check in, and see you tomorrow. So they made sure they were there to help me out with my luggage, to help me settle down into the room, and made sure I had dinner, and make me feel comfortable. So I don't think I've had any issues getting to Yan Cure, but they do have options. I did ask them as well if they have taxi or services that could pick me up. They do, and it makes things easier, especially if you're traveling with big luggage. I think it makes it easier to travel for 4+ hours.
As you said earlier that you attended Ganga Aarti in Rishikesh, did you get any assistance from the team, or it was just planned by you?
No, that's a really good question. I didn't even know. So I didn't even know about the Aarti at Triveni Ghat. So I was here, I think it was on a Tuesday this week, and we were having a chat with during lunch with the doctor, and then he was saying, if you're in Rishikesh and you haven't seen this, you have to go. And then he recommended me to go to Triveni Ghat Ganga Aarti, and then Parul and Risharaj Bhai took me there. So we went in a rickshaw, and then they made sure I knew about the time because you need to be there early, and then I got a really nice place to sit, and they waited for me as well. So it was very easy for me to be helped by them to get there, because I think being a foreigner would have been difficult in some ways, because I wouldn't know where to stop, where to go, which street, and then where to keep my shoes, and then how the process works. So they made it really easy. They made sure that I've seen Aarti, and it was amazing, and they waited for me as well. And then we came back together after the Aarti. So they help you in so many ways. I think for me on day one, I needed shower gel, so Mandeep took me to a shop, and he helped me buy some of the stuff that I needed. I needed laundry liquid, so they got that for me as well. I needed to find an ATM. They took me to the ATM. It's like a family, like if you need anything, they will help you out with an open heart. Anything. I haven't had any problem with asking them for help. I don't think anyone has said no to anything. They're really helpful in so many ways. And even though they have a very tight schedule, because if I'm not having a treatment, someone else is going to have a treatment, they will try to find time to help you with what you need, and it's always with a lovely smile. I don't think I've seen anyone grumpy over here.
Okay.
That's something that you don't really think about. Like now when I think about it, in your daily life, I think for me in Sydney, one of the things that a lot of people tell you about Sydney is that people are really in a hurry. People are always going to work, going back home, and it's always in a hurry. And you see like stress on people's face. I haven't seen that here. Like even when you ask for help or if you need anything, everyone's really calm and relaxed and helpful, and very approachable with anything, and they make jokes all the time, and I think I've been really happy in those 14 days. I wasn't expecting something to be the retreat to be like this, and I think it beyond my expectation, because I came here without much expectation. I didn't know what to expect, and it's just been an insanely good experience, and I think they've created a minimum, like they've set a what's the word? A limit for expectation. They've set the band for what to expect. I don't know if I'm going to go to any other retreat because I've found them and I've been really happy. So I'm going to come back here. But I think for me, I know now what to expect at the minimum. So if someone's telling me about their experience, I can compare with my experience, and I'd be able to recommend them to this place. And yeah, I think the help that you get here is you just have to ask, and they're super helpful. Whether it's something you need, you want tea, anything, I think, not stuff that food that's not in your diet, of course, but yeah, anything that's that which you need during your stay, they would help you with a smile. Yeah.
All right. So, what I get from this conversation is that from the moment you choose Yancure, someone is there with you, whether you need the information, whatever you need. From the moment you choose Yancure from whichever part of the world, you you start communicating, and they communicate back to you, and you get all the information. Whatever questions you have, they get answered then and there, and it makes you easier to take a decision, whether it is Yancure or whether you want to choose something else. And at Yancure also, in every step of the way, someone is there to hold your hand and take you forward, and it is the holistic approach that they take, that your mind, body, soul, everything is taken care of, so that after a 7-day or a 14-day or maybe a 21-day treatment, you go back with a smile, you go back with a message, and you go back and you try to imply something in your lifestyle, you try to change something in the lifestyle, you learn something from here, and then you go back. So there's a message, there's a learning that you take back with you. That is what I understand from this conversation. And even if you need assistance outside of Yancure, they're happy to help in that way as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that sums it up really nicely. There's always someone with you from the start of trying to make the decision about choosing Yancure, to coming here, till from your treatment to the end, and after that as well. So they are very open. They tell you openly, if you need anything at any time, let us know, and they are more than happy to help you. And I think the helping hands makes a massive difference at Yancure, because they give you all their attention and make sure you leave here healthy, your stay is comfortable, and they help you in any way. So
you just have to trust the team, trust the process.
Yes.
Because they all have a very good intent. It's not a business that they're running. They're actually running a holistic center in which they treat you in ways that you'll realize it later.
That's 100%. I think the holistic approach, definitely, and not in that business sense. I think it's something that you see when you spend time with them. You know, when you speak to a doctor, when you speak with a therapist, you get the feeling that they do things very different to other places. You know, like, it's not just about giving you any treatment. It's about seeing what's best for you, and they wouldn't overcrowd the place if it's something that the doctor think it's not going to work through Ayurveda. He's going to tell them that no, I'm not able to handle this case, and they make it realistic. You know, it's very realistic in terms of their advice and their approach, and making sure you enjoy your time here at Yancure. And I think for me, again, that holistic approach is something that you don't see normally. I think from my own experience, I had back pain. I had gone to see a physio, but the physio and my GP in Australia don't talk to each other in terms of this is what needs to happen. They would write something, but over here it's like instantaneous. You know, they're going to talk and see what needs to happen. What do we need to do? And they just talk, and it's an amazing thing to I think, it's been an amazing decision for me to be here, and in some ways I feel I'm lucky, because when you search, you have so many places, so many centers, and you come to a place where you love it. It's very rare, you know, like first time in India, first time in an Ayurvedic retreat, and you get the best experience ever. I've been really lucky, to be honest. So if this helps someone making the decision of choosing Yancure, yeah, they give you the best they can.
So, okay. So, for anyone who is from outside of India, in any part of the world, the moment you choose Yancure will be there to help you in each and every way. So, I hope that this video is going to help you take the right decision, and I hope that you'll choose Yancure whenever you feel like coming to India, taking a retreat, trying to help your body relax in one way or the other. So thank you, Shannon, for having this very nice chat with us.
Thank you.
It was very kind of you
to
share your experience with us.
No, thank you very much.
This is me, Akanksha Sharma from Yancure team, signing off. Har Har Gandhi.
Thank you.